Now we are about to see the first supplementary from the book Moments. The title of the story is The Last Child, written by Mulkraj Anand. Mulkraj Anand was born on 12 December 1905. He is an Indian writer. He died on 28 September 2004. He died at the age of 99. In most of his writing, he wrote about lives of poor people in Indian society. He is best known for his novels and short stories. You might have heard The Coolie, the novel by Mulkraj Anand. He has received Sahitya Academy Award as well as Padma Bhushan. The story The Last Child was written in the year 1934. From the title of the story, The Last Child, you can guess what should the story revolve around. The story is about a child who is lost from his parents. You might have the same experience in your childhood. You might miss your parents in a crowd, and after a few moments, you could have searched them, or they might have searched you and found out. This story is just like the same. The story happened in the festival of spring season. In winter season, you might know the complete place would be too cold so that people won't prefer to come out. In spring season, the weather would be so pleasant. There will be blooming of flowers, there will be new leaves, so that people like the climate too. It would be little bit breezy and chill. And in spring season, we would have most of festivals too. The story also took place in one of the festival in spring season. In wintry months, that means December or January, people might have spent most of their time inside their house. So such people, when they came out of their house in spring season, they seemed to be too glad, too happy, so that a spectator could see a lot of happy people in the scene. Some of the people they walked, some of the people they rode on horses, some of the people they were in carts, bullock carts, horse cart, like that. They were traveling in carts. So we could see different sets of people. Some are rich class people, some are middle class people, and some of the poor people too. Among these crowd, one little boy, he ran in between his father's legs. He was full of laughter and joy because he was going out. So probably he would have that happiness. In happiness, the boy was little bit lagging behind the parents. The parents were walking little bit forward and the child was following them little bit back. So then and there the parents were calling, "Come child, come, you are lagging behind." The boy, he was just attracted by the toys in the shop which were lined up on their way. So his eyes were completely on the toys. When the parents called him, immediately he started to run towards the parent. But his feet was only obedient to parents' call. His eyes still they were looking at the toys which were little bit gradually diminishing from his eyesight as he was moving forward. The parents were waiting in one particular spot. Immediately the boy ran to them. He couldn't control his temptation for asking for a toy. So he immediately asked, "I want that toy." Before asking itself, he knew very well that surely his parents would refuse his pleadings, even though he asked. When he asked, immediately his father gave an angry look, which said no to boy's request. His mother felt little bit pathetic towards the child. She was little bit tender and she gave her finger for the boy to hold and walk. And she wanted to divert the boy's attention. So she immediately showed the boy the mustard field. She said, "See what's before you? it's a flowering mustard field. And she told that it looked like melting gold because the flowers in a mustard field would be yellow in color. So it looked as if the field was like melting gold. Immediately, the boy's attention turned towards the mustard field. He could see a group of dragonflies in the mustard field with some black bee and butterfly flying here and there, and it was about to sit on the flowers to get the sweet nectar. The child too started to follow the butterflies, black bee, and dragonflies. He wanted to catch them. He waited for the fly to sit on flower, and as he waited, it too sat. He was about to catch it, but it flew at that particular moment as his mother gave a call, a warning call. Come, child, come on, come to the footpath. Like that, she called. As her mother called, immediately the boy ran towards his parent and started to walk along with them. They walked side by side. However, it lasted only for a few minutes. Again, the boy was attracted by the insects and worms which were on the footpath. Those insects and worms, they came out of their hiding place to enjoy the sunshine. They too might have felt much bored in cold weather. So now in spring season, they were also out of their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. As the boy started to enjoy the worm and the other insects, he again lagged behind the parents. So his parents again called, come child, come along with us. They called and they sat inside the grove in edge of a well. When the boy entered the grove, a shower of young flowers started to fall from the tree. He just enjoyed the showering and he started to collect those raining petals which were showering from the tree. But immediately he heard the hooing of doves. So in fear he started to shout, the dove, and he ran towards his parents. And in fear he forgot about the petals or flowers which were in his hands. So they were all dropped down. Again the child was called by the parent, come child, come. And the boy immediately ran through the footpath to the parents. They started to continue their journey towards the village where the fair was conducting. When they went so close to the village of that particular fair, the child could see many of the footpaths coming towards that village. It had a lot of people, crowd of people and animals in the fair. There was lot of noises and confusion in the fair. Among these confusions, the child could see a sweet seller in the entrance. He just cried out his things. Gulab jamun, rasagulla, burfi, jalebi. Like that, he started to shout at his things. In the corner of the entrance, the sweet seller was sitting and selling his goods. He had many colorful sweets. It was decorated with a silver color, golden color, some leaves and other things. The child's mouth started to water. He found his favorite sweet, burfi, there, and he wanted that sweet too. So slowly he murmured, I want that burfi. His murmuring looked as if he was begging to the parents, but it was as low that surely the parents could not have heard his pleadings. And he knew very well that if parents could hear also, surely they would reply, he was much greedy for sweets. So, without waiting for any of the reply, he started to move along with the parents. When they moved a little bit further, the child could see a shop selling flowers. A flower seller was selling a garland of gulmohar. Garland, you might have seen a lot of flowers tied together and made as a lengthy one which could be worn around the neck. The flower seller was selling a garland of Gulmaha. The child was attracted by the color and smell of that flower, and he wanted to have a garland. And in a very low voice, he murmured, I want that garland. And the child himself knew very well that parents would refuse to buy the flowers too, because they would say the flowers are too cheap. They can wither or dry so easily. So, without waiting for any reply, the boy started to move again. When he moved little bit further, he could see a man with a long pole, just like a stick, having yellow, red, green, and purple balloons. And lot of balloons were blown and tied in that pole. Surely children would be attracted by balloons, and he too was attracted by it. It looked as if like a rainbow, silken colors, and he couldn't resist his desire. So immediately he wanted to ask his parents to buy him the balloons. But before asking itself, he knew very well the reply. His parents would say, he is little bit grown up. He was not too young to play with balloons and all. He was old boy. He was little bit elder enough to play with such toys. So again, without asking, he started to move along with his parents. Crossing the balloon seller, the boy could see a snake charmer playing flute. You could have seen snake charmers in streets or somewhere else playing a musical instrument, and according to its music, the snake would just move this side and that side. Here, the same scene took place. A snake charmer was playing flute, and according to its music, the snake, which was called in a basket, it was raising its head in a very graceful manner, just like a dance movement. And according to the music, it was just moving too. The child went towards the snake charmer. He wanted to hear the music, but already he was warned by his parents that he should not hear such praise music. That means a little bit harsh and unpleasant music to hear. He should not listen to such music. So, without proceeding further, he started to come back and move along with parents. When he moved, he could see a roundabout. You might have seen different kinds of roundabouts in fair. This is a kind. It would have horse or seat to sit and ride. And in modern fairs, you might have seen for children cars, bikes, just like those objects, and children would sit on that and they would go for a round. And the boy saw a roundabout in the fair. It was in its full swing. It was circling very fast. And men and women, children who were in that roundabout, they were just shouting. Those shouts, it looked as if they were much joy. The boy could hear laughter and shouting sound too. And this time he completely couldn't resist his desire. Immediately he wanted to go for a ride. So he made a bold request. I want to go on a roundabout. Please, father and mother. He made a bold request, but there was no reply. So he turned back to look at his parents. What would be their reactions? But when he turned back, there was a much shock for him. His parents were not there. He was lost. He turned to look on both the sides, right and left, but the parents were not there. He looked behind, but parents were not there too. Immediately, he felt like crying. He even started to cry. He cried, Father, Mother. Tears started to roll down his face. And he started to run to each and every direction. At first, he started to one side. Then he came back and started to run in the other side. He ran here and there, and he searched in almost all the directions. He just cried, Mother, Father, and he just walked. He started to look at the people also so keenly. In the crowd, there were a lot of people. So he started to search in the crowd, but he couldn't identify his parents. There were a lot of people talking, chatting, and laughing together in that particular place. But the boy couldn't identify his parents. He again started to run here and there. This time he entered into a shrine. Shrine is nothing but a holy place. It can be a temple, mosque, or church. When the boy entered there, there was not any space. It was completely filled with people. There was not even an inch gap. But the boy started to run through the people's leg. If the boy didn't cry or shout just like mother, father, surely people would have crushed him under their feet. Luckily, his sobbing only saved him. Because of his sobbing, the people could have identified him and left him a little bit space. And he was just in the crowd itself, he was just moving, going in front and searching for his parents. And hearing the little child's crying sound, one man took pity on him and he just bent down and lifted the boy in his arm. And he inquired the boy, "Who are you?" like that. But the child couldn't give any reply. He was continuously crying, and his only reply was, "I want my mother, I want my father." The man tried to comfort the boy. He wanted to stop the crying of the boy. So he took the boy out of the shrine and he showed the boy roundabout. He suggested to have a ride on the roundabout. "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he asked. But the child couldn't stop his crying. Again and again he cried and shouted, "I want my mother, I want my father." When the child was sure that his parents were close to the boy, he wanted to have a ride. But now, when he lost his parent, even though that particular ride was offered to him, he was not interested in the ride. He wanted to reunite with his parents. Next, the man took the boy further. They could see the snake charmer. So the man showed the boy snake charmer. See how sweet the snake charmer was playing the flute. Listen to the nice music, like that he was offering the child. But the child shut his ears with fingers and again he was shouting in a double pitched voice, "I want my father, I want my mother." Again the man took the boy near to the balloon man and he offered him balloons. See how bright those balloons are. Look like rainbow. Just get balloons, like that he offered. But the child turned his eyes to other side and he again cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." The man again and again tried to soothe the boy, tried to stop the crying of the boy. So he took him to the gate where the flower seller was sitting. Now the man asked, "Look, those flowers, they are looking so nice. They are smelling so good. Can you have a garland? You can wear it around your neck," like that the man offered the boy. Can you guess what would be the child's reply? Yes, the child just turned his nose away from the basket because he offered the smell. So he turned his nose away from the basket and he just cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." Then the man took the boy to the sweet shop and taking the child to the counter of the sweet shop, he told, "What sweets would you like?" Immediately the child turned his face from the sweet shop and only cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." There the story ended. The writer kept it as an open ended story for the readers to imagine the end. In an optimistic way, we can imagine that the man might have tried his level best to find the child's parents, and the child might have handed over to the parents. When the child was along with parents, he aspired for many of the things: toys, dragonflies, butterflies, sweets, balloons, flowers, roundabout, like different things. But when he lost his parents, he wanted only his parents. The child was not fixed on any of the object. His desire was changing often. At first, he was interested in toys. Then, seeing the butterflies, he had completely forgotten about the toys. Seeing the worms and insects, he had forgotten about the field. Seeing the sweets, he forgot the previous one. When he saw the roundabout, he forgot the remaining things. And when he lost the parents, he forgot all those material things. He wanted only his parents. So the things which we like are only temporary. The love and affection we have towards our parents and they have towards us are only the true thing which is in this world.